We have a couple of main objectives tonight. I'm going to keep the presentation piece pretty light, but a couple of objectives, right? One is to tell our guests a little bit about BTN and the value that it can bring to you as a person and your business. And two is just to have a little fun, right? And mix and be social, which on the surface seems like let's have some fun and mix and be social, but deeper than that as it relates to BTN, that's part of the value of BTN, is that it goes deeper than just a standard classic networking group. And those of us that have been in the group for a really long time are feeling that, and we know that it's part of the culture of BTN. And those of us that are new, our newer members, I'm excited for what the future brings for them, because it is one of those things. It's like gardening and planting seeds, right? Over time, before you know it, something sprouts here, something sprouts there, and before you know it, like it's true in my business, BTN becomes among your largest, if not your largest customer. And we at ASL, we kind of look at BTN as a customer and a friend, right? It's just one big customer, whether I'm doing work with Kyle or Paul or AJ or Ben. It's just we're all a big family, and it is special, right? And so as we talk about the part that is, recruiting, all networking groups, that's part of it, right? You want to build membership so that you can make the organization healthy, and hopefully you get to give more referrals, right? And that's part of what we're doing tonight. So if you're a guest, we hope that you find meaning in what we're going to talk about, and that you meet some people and you can help grow your business. But at the same time, I think what's different about BTN than most kind of professional networking groups is it is more meaningful and it is deeper. It's not superficial. And there are people and relationships in this group that would hang out and get together whether they did business or not. And that's the truth. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my company, because I bribed the leadership and said, you got to let me talk about ASL and then I'll talk about BTN. No, just kidding. I just want to quickly introduce our company, and would love to talk to you more about it if you're interested. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about BTN and kind of what BTN means to me. My guess is I'm going to be up here for less than 7 minutes or so, but certainly after that, we can have some drinks and food and mingle and mix and finish up with some questions from there. So we're ASL Electric. We do residential and some commercial remodeling and service. We essentially have two kind of divisions, right? We have a project division where we have crews that go out and we do remodeling. We do ground up, light remodels, kitchens and baths, all the way to full-blown new construction. And the other side of our business is we've got 6 vans, and it's the service side of the business, right? And so we respond to Google, Home Depot Pro, Yelp, those kinds of things for EV chargers, add some recessed lights, put in a ceiling fan, those kinds of things. And we designed the business with construction in mind. And what I mean by that is when we bought ASL 6 years ago, one of the challenges we had was this natural dip that occurs in construction, right? Sometimes you have a lot of projects, sometimes you don't. You have a lot of projects, sometimes you don't. And what we aspired to do is build a company that we could even that curve out, so that when Pierre calls and says, hey Johnny, I need you on Eagle Avenue tomorrow, it's easier for me to throttle down Google marketing or Yelp marketing and send one of my guys there tomorrow. And so we're not perfect at that, but that's kind of our business model. We want, when Sharon calls and says, hey, can you come help me out tomorrow? We want to be able to help Sharon out tomorrow. And that's kind of part of our culture and how we're built. I've got one slide, I think, for ASL, and this is kind of who we are. I'm a veteran. I spent 4+ years in the Army, served overseas and at home, top secret clearance, did some really cool nuke stuff, and did some low-level spying in East Germany on the other side of the wall when I was an 18-year-old redneck. Let's talk about that. Our company values our helps, that word helps, and even our website is aslhelps.com, and we espouse to just be a helpful partner in the community. And we lead with that. We hope to make money at the end of the day, because we are a business and we do provide employment. But really, we just like helping people, and we get as excited about helping somebody with a $150 service call as we do a $15,000 bathroom remodel. We just love helping people, and it's the truth. And it stands for honesty, effort, learning and growth, positivity, and sharing. And a lot of those things are aligned with the values of the people and the organization of BTN. We generally serve, our customers are generally general contractors, property managers, designers, restoration companies, investors, people, a lot of ADU. I think we have 15 ADUs right now in various stages of construction. It's going crazy right now, and most of you know that. We serve a lot of homeowners on the service side, and then this is part of our training, so when we bring new employees in, we go over this slide as well. And we say God is our CEO, and that's not about being religious. That's about holding ourselves to a higher accountability, right? So when the leadership is behind the doors and nobody's listening or looking, and we can maybe make some decisions that aren't so ethical or honorable, we said we're going to let God be the CEO so that when we're making these decisions, we know we're operating in good faith to our customers and our employees. BTN, I wanted to share with everyone 3 big things for me and my company, and we're probably down to 3 or 4 minutes now. So I've been in other networking groups, and when I joined BTN, I told you I bought this company 6 years ago, right? I'm a former corporate nerd, and I wanted to buy and build my own small business so I could make my wife breakfast, coach my son's soccer teams, and make the world a better place. And so I'm literally living my dream right now as a small business owner in Orange County. And so when I joined BTN, it was kind of just a nerd move. My background, undergrad's in engineering, and I'm like, well, I'll just let the numbers speak for themselves. I'll plug into this thing, and if the numbers are good, then I'll keep doing it. And over the first year or so, the numbers really weren't that good, and I began to, but little by little, I started connecting with people, and Joanna and I, we built this really cool relationship, and what do you know, we do a project together. And she like, wow, I can really trust this guy. Wow, it was midnight and I called him and he answered. Those kind of, so little by little, and now, 6 years into this thing, BTN accounts for a significant part of the revenue of my company. And I'm thankful for that on a business standpoint, but I'm telling you, if it goes back to near zero, I'm still gonna be here, and I'm gonna do everything I can to help Pierre. I'm gonna do everything I can to help Ben, and just be a part of a real meaningful organization. So I'm telling you, yes, if you're here and you're not a part of a networking group and you're looking for something to help, I wanted to share these things that have helped me, and I think it can do the same for you. The first thing is business growth through trusted referrals, right? And that's not a lot different than any networking group that you go to that's legitimate and that cares, right? You spend time with people, you do jobs with people, you build relationships with people, you build trust, and they call you back again, right? It's a pretty simple cycle. Well, that happens at BTN just like it does at others. The other one is business growth through sharing of best practices. And this is another thing that might be a little different than a typical networking group. And that is, we have things called tool time. It may be Ben's week to present, and Ben's like, hey guys, I can't make it. I've got an emergency. I'm going out of town. We will sit around and we'll talk about tool time. And you know what? You got people there's 400 plus years of experience in our organization, right? And not all of that is general contracting or cabinet building or financial planning. There are people in this group that have skills and knowledge and wisdom way beyond trades, and they want to help you. They want to help your business grow. And we talk about that. We talk, how do you set up a business to sell or to buy, right? We talked about that a few weeks ago. I've bought a lot of businesses. I've sold a lot of businesses. I'm a nerd. I can help you sell your business. That kind of thing. I'm not just an electrician. I'm just an example. Ben has similar stories. Paul has similar stories. Aaron has similar stories. So when you join BTN, you connect into more than just a networking group. You connect into a group that really has your business growth and help to heart. Now, some people tap into that and some people don't, but it's there if you need it or want it. I know AJ and I have brainstormed business ideas to no end, and people would laugh at us for the conversations we have, but we care. We just want to try and do cool deals. The other one for me was the personal growth, and I've talked a little bit about that kind of personal relationships, but also when Paul founded BTN many years ago, it was out of a caring heart, right? Paul founded this organization to help bring people together during rough economic times so that together they could be better than they were as individuals, right? And so when the economy's bad in construction, plenty of people knocking on the door, hey, can I help? And so in those early days, Paul said, hey, we're going to give back to the community. And through the history of BTN, there's been this really cool component of giving back to the community, whether it's Habitat for Humanity. Nowadays, we're aligned pretty tight with Mercy House, and we do some really cool stuff that when you lay your head down, you're like, I made a difference in a family's life, right? And we just recently did a project last week. less than 2 days, we built a full-blown wheelchair ramp for a homeless family so this mother could get in and out of her home. Like that, those memories, they'll stay with me forever, right? I'm getting kind of choked up thinking about it, but that's the kind of thing we do at BTN. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a little different. And if you are looking to grow your business, if you are looking to make some more deeper, meaningful relationships, give it a shot. It's worth it. I think it's relatively inexpensive for what you get. And I'm going to kind of close it there. I didn't want to talk long tonight. I just want to kind of throw a few things out there, and hope you have a beer and a glass of wine, and ask your hopefully future networking partners lots of questions. And I'm happy to answer any questions about BTN or ASL Electric and Plumbing. But other than that, that's all I have.
May I invite our guests to our normal, regular, weekly 7 a.m. Tuesday mornings meetings. That's our standard meeting. All of our guests are welcome. And it's at Sharon and Sons Floor and Ceiling. Located. Floor and Ceiling.
Only. You are old. Have another beer.
In my mind, we're still in the old location, too.
That's funny. Sharon and Sons Flooring and Cabinet on Harbor and MacArthur. Okay? Good? Every week.
Since 1984.
Yes, since 1984.
Aaron, what's the most important time in the meeting?
She was just a child.
Training them? Yeah, networking. He's never there. 7 a.m. start. Every Tuesday morning.
Somebody had a hand up. Yes, sir.
So far this year, we generated $2.3 million in business.
Say that again? Say that again?
2.3 million.
$2.3 million in generated business so far. Thank you all for your time and for patronizing me. I really appreciate the opportunity to represent BTN. So, one more question?
You say we're really aligned well with Mercy House,
Yes.
especially through you. What's the next project coming up for Mercy House? You have something like it?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm on the board of directors of Mercy House, and Mercy House is a Western regional charity that works to end homelessness for those people in their care. And we aligned with BTN because of my position here at BTN and understanding what we want and try to do, so we've kind of connected with them. We've done 3 or 4 projects now to help some homeless communities or homeless shelters or whatever. I don't know what our next project is because we just finished the other one, but what I will say is, and I'm not ashamed of it, right? We do what we do here because we are in business to grow our business in an ethical, meaningful way, right? So we're starting to get some really good traction from a reputational standpoint with the board of directors at Mercy House. And there's a lot of pretty heavy hitters there. And I don't know that we've gotten any major referrals yet from that group, but there's a conduit now for me to have conversations that aren't salesy. People now want to help us. I can't wait to tell the board about this project. I can't wait to lift up Pierre and his crew and what they did. Like, I can't wait. And it'll be an easy conversation if somebody on the board, now that they know what we're doing, they're gonna come to me. They're gonna say, hey, we need a ramp built. And so I really expect that the old concept of, what comes around goes around, you give, you'll get. I don't think we have to be ashamed to be optimistic about business growth coming from our efforts to help less fortunate people. So I think that's going to come. So sorry if that wasn't an exact answer to your question. I will put together another project. I think we're probably going to have more opportunities than we can handle as we continue the elevation of the commentary. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thank you all.
Great job.
Great job.
Great job.